Hi guys, this is gsndon.com and I'm here with the HTC One V to showcase the full review of this handset. This model completes the trilogy that is called the One series from HTC. It includes HTC One S, One X and the One V. All three models were launched at Mobile World Congress 2012. We were there to give you a hands-on, and now we're here to give you a review of this device with an interesting chin. Okay, first things first, this device costs $350, so that's what you pay for it, of course unlocked and without contract. It is available either in black or in this color. It's called Jupiter Rock and it's pretty interesting. Now let's get to the design. Unlike the One S and the One X, this model has a chin and it has been called a follow-up to the HTC Legend because of this chin. It uses an unibody design with a great metallic frame that offers it extra resilience, and behind the chin we have the Beats Audio logo and the speaker right here. At the back we have 5 megapixel camera with flash, HTC logo, and we can remove this plastic cover to unveil the SIM slot and micro SD card slot. This lid fits on, but it's pretty heavy to put back on and leaves a little seam right here. Okay. Now on the sides we have here the volume buttons. At the top we have the on-off button and the audio jack, and finally on the other side we have the micro USB port. At the front we have three capacitive buttons below the display, and this is strange how these two fit in the panel of the display and the chin. There seems to be some leftover space and some strange choices for design here, but that's a subjective matter. As you can see, we have no front camera, so only the 5 megapixel camera at the back. As far as figures go, this is a 9.2mm phone. This is what it measures in thickness. It weighs 115 grams, so it's pretty light in the user's hand. It's also pretty small with a display of 3.7 inches. And measuring 480 over 800 pixels in resolution. It also has 4 GB of internal memory, 512 MB of RAM, and inside there's a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, an MSM A255 processor, 1 GHz, and it also has an Adreno 205 GPU. On the connectivity area, well, you get HSDPA, Wi-Fi, there is Bluetooth 4.0, micro USB, and all the other predicted options. The camera, as I said, 5 megapixel, autofocus, LED flash, and no secondary camera. Of course, you get FM radio, 8 GPS, accelerometer, and proximity sensor among the specifications as well. These are all usual specifications that you see on handsets like this. And the battery inside is a lithium-ion unit, 1500 mAh, that will give you about a day or a day and a bit of usage. Now it's time to show you some benchmarks, and I will show you the captures of the benchmarks since there's no need to waste time. In quadrant we scored 1967 points, bringing us pretty close to the likes of the, I don't know, Desire S and much more than the Desire C. For example, the HTC Desire C scored 1331 and we scored 1900, so it's better than the Desire C. And of course it's a bit inferior to the One S that scored 5000 and the One X that scored 4600. Moving on, in the Antutu benchmark we scored 2762 compared to the Desire S that scored 2600. So we're pretty close to the Desire S if you want a comparison, and it certainly beats the Desire C that only scored 2100. There is also the Velamo benchmark where we scored 1138 points, and according to this top we placed above the Galaxy Nexus, Galaxy Note, Galaxy Tab, but I don't really trust benchmarks, so stick to what you know and to the average use of the handset. Now it's time to show you the usual multimedia features of the handset. So I'm going to start with music. Going to listen to some music. The usual interface from HTC Sense 4.0 of the music player with music apps included. So let's listen to a song. See what the volume is. it's got a pretty strong volume. So let's take the volume down a bit. Obviously you get, since you have the Beats audio, if you get your hands on some Beats headphones, you get a great bass on this handset, but it doesn't come bundled with Beats headphones, so you're out of luck here. But if you already own some, it will be great. Now let's move on to the video playback and see a trailer for a movie, or maybe a full episode of Family Guy that actually has some nice graphics.
Whoa. Come on down, Stewie! This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy! Right, you can do this, Stewie. Here we go.
Are you okay?
Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
You might want to move. That farting Polish kid is coming down the slide.
All right, Rupert, all we have to do is act like Robin Williams and he'll think we've already changed. Ha-ha! Scattered stream of references, lots of energy, one good one for every time.
As you can see, the graphics are good, the colors are bright, and you can take a photo capture out of the video you're watching. There's also a bunch of options like full screen, sound enhancer. So here's full screen for you. This display is really good. So as far as the audio and video playback go, the volume is great, the video quality is great, the screen is very bright, so nothing to complain about here. Now let's move on to the camera. So I'm going to lock the screen and unlock it using the camera section. As you can see, it started very fast and I'm going to take a picture, but I'm going to take it using the macro mode. I'm in the close-up, so it gets handled better, this close-up situation. Here we are, picture of this globe, beautiful zoom in, great detail. I'm pretty happy with the achievement of this camera. It may be a 5 megapixel camera, but it certainly outperforms some of the 8 megapixel cameras I've seen lately. Okay, so we've got a bunch of effects. We got the same camera interface from the One S and One X. We got these options: vintage, cold, distortion, and these options right here. You got 720p video capture, ISO, white balance, storage, and of course we have HDR, slow motion video, panorama, portrait, and low light capture. You also have simultaneous video and photo capture, something that you already saw in action on the HTC One X and the One S. Okay, now moving on to the OS. This is Android 4.0, as you might have already figured out. So we have multitasking via this button, but it's not the multitasking from One S and One X, since it doesn't have that cool preview special window. You simply remove them as you did on the Desire C model that we already reviewed. Also, we have a Play Store link in the app section. The settings have been moved up. We also have some nice sliders for connectivity. There is the usual personalization option with scene, skin, lock screen and whatnot. There is this widget section, exactly the same as the one you saw on HTC One X and One S. Of course, we got a dialer. This is the dialer, this is the list of contacts. You also have the ability to socialize using this friend stream that integrates Facebook and Twitter. This is merely the widget that shows the interaction. Now I'm going to show you the web browser and virtual keyboard on this handset while loading gsmdome.com. So let's get to the address bar to show you the virtual keyboard. Here it is. Now I'm going to try to load gsmdome.com. Let's turn it in landscape. Taking its time. So here we are with the HTC One V unboxing, exactly the phone that we're reviewing right now. Let's try some portrait viewing and some pinch to zoom maybe. Works just fine. So a pretty good browser on this 3.7-inch handset. I'm happy with that. And let's move on, see what else we have here. If you want unique applications, well, this model comes bundled with Dropbox and free storage online. Of course, you have a calendar, you have a car mode, you have each and every other app you saw on the recent HTC phones. But this time I'm going to show you the HTC Hub. I haven't shown you that in a long while. It's a special HTC section for applications, plugins, and personalization options like scenes, wallpapers, and sounds. This is the personalization section. You can get a custom sound set, floral wallpapers, and whatnot. And in the app area, there are many categories, but many of them send you to the Google Play Store, so it's nothing fancy and nothing special here. As you can see, we have a ton of games like business, casual, a ton of apps like business, casual, comics, communication, education, multimedia. So you also have sports, but there's only a few, and as I said, most of them send you to the Google Play Store. Now it's time for the conclusion of this review. So we have the plus and minus, the pros and cons of this handset. On the pro side, the design with this nice chin, a trademark of the HTC Legend. It's a pretty light phone and also pretty sturdy, which is also a plus. We got a fluid operating system that is easy to handle thanks to Android 4.0 and HTC Sense 4.0. We got a very bright display and pretty crisp, as you saw in the video playback. It's got a micro SD card slot, something that the HTC One X and One S didn't. The audio volume is also very good, so all of these are pluses. On the con side, well, I would have liked a better CPU and more RAM, maybe 700 megabytes of RAM and maybe 1.2 GHz or 1.4 GHz CPU wouldn't have been that much expensive for HTC. You can feel that when you only have a 1 GHz CPU and little RAM. You can feel that especially in applications where you have to wait for the game to load. Also, the battery could have been a little bit better, but only a little bit. And the back lid is a bit of a disappointment since it has this seam right here between the metallic area and the plastic area. Also, it feels very fragile and it tends to creak a bit. Okay, so this is it. As far as the ratings we give this phone, we'll give it an 8 out of 10 for design, a 7 out of 10 for hardware, and a 9 out of 10 for operating system and user interface. The total is 8 out of 10, and you can find a full text review on our website, and you'll find out more impressions there and see some pictures of the device and be able to comment on this review of the HTC One V. Remember, it costs $350 without contract. Find it in USA, Great Britain, all over Europe and Asia. This is gsnunknown.com. Hope you like the review, and I'll be back with more reviews soon. Bye bye.